For this evening's live version of the Spirit Dictionary. I tried really hard to get on my computer. For some reason, the camera wasn't working. So what I'll do first, while I hopefully other people find that I've gone live here. Sorry, I screwed that up for everybody joining. I'm going to tell a little story about the Spirit Dictionary. This happens to be my mom's Spirit Dictionary, but how I first started Spirit Dictionary readings was back over 10 years ago. A very good friend of mine named Diane had a very old, big, fat, might have been a Webster's dictionary, but it was old. And she would use that, and we would have events, and we would ask for a word from Spirit. And then she would close her eyes, spin the dictionary, let her hand and her finger be guided, Spirit led to a word in the dictionary. And then she would read the word, read the definition, and then interpret Spirit's interpretation of what you needed in that moment. Sometimes there were questions, other times didn't really matter. You didn't have to have a question. So what I'm going to do tonight is, after she passed away, I picked that up. So what used to be called the Magic Dictionary, I now have and call it the Spirit Dictionary. I've been doing this for about 10 years. I use many different versions of a dictionary. This is the one I found at my mom's when I was cleaning out her condo after she passed away, and I've been using this. What do I use it for? I use it for events like this. You can also get your own private reading done with the Spirit Dictionary through an audio that I will send you through email. It's $25. Send me an email that says, Donna, I would love a word from the Spirit Dictionary, some guidance, maybe you have a specific question. And if you do that, what I'm going to do is just what I'm going to do here, spin the dictionary, allow Spirit to call me to a page and to a word, and then I'm going to record Spirit's offering to you and interpret the message that's coming through to me for your human expansion right in this time. So what you're going to do right now, if you'd like a reading with the Spirit Dictionary and Spirit, you're going to put in the comments, yes, I would love a Spirit Dictionary reading, Donna. Thank you so much. So let me just look and see if I can find my chat here. I'm not sure where it is. I'm on my phone. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out that. I see somebody watching. So whoever's watching right now, if you would go ahead and post a comment, hey Donna, thanks, I see you, because I'm on my phone. I wasn't able to get my computer working, so thanks for finding me. If you would just post a comment, hey Donna, I see you, that way I can see where on these. Live messages are visible. Okay, that should work. All right, so I should be able to see if someone who's watching right now would comment for me on this comment. Just say, hi Donna, that way I know I'm being heard, I'm being seen, and I can see your comments, because I'm going to do readings tonight just on if someone comments, yes, Donna, I'd like a reading from the Spirit Dictionary. Unfortunately, if you were trying to find me a bit ago, I couldn't do it on my computer, so the link that I had shared earlier today probably didn't work, but hopefully you found me. If there's anybody on here right now that would like to add a chat, something to the chat box, that way I know you're being seen. That way I know I'm being seen. And I'm going to do readings from the Spirit Dictionary. So if you'd like a reading with the Spirit Dictionary, go ahead and post that in the chat. I'm going to tell you what happened to me just a couple of days ago. I was feeling in a funk in the morning, and as I do often, as I've done often, I said, well, I'm going to pull a word from the Spirit Dictionary. And I asked the Spirit Dictionary, what is it I'm challenged with in this moment? You see, I don't want answers on how to fix something. I want to know from Spirit what it is that's going on with me right now, so that I can work with it, I can practice with it, and that I can fix it within myself. So I asked the other day, what's going on in my life spin the pages, close my eyes, spin the pages, had my finger drawn to a word, and the word was pollen. Pollen. We all know what pollen is. So I get that I have allergies, but what Spirit was telling me was this. The way I interpreted that message was this way. If pollen is the only thing I'm really challenged by right now, which means have a tough time with, maybe not being able to fix it, maybe just going to have to roll with it, then all the other things that I thought I was being challenged by aren't a really big deal. Thank you, Andrea, for saying hello. That way I know my chat is still working. Anybody on here that wants a reading with the Spirit Dictionary, you need to comment, yes, Donna, please, I'd like a reading with the Spirit Dictionary. Feel free to heart this and share this with your friends right now so everybody logs on. So when I took that message from Spirit, the pollen message, it really made me feel better, because what I was really thinking were hard challenges, Spirit was saying, that's not much of a challenge, Donna. You've got all the other stuff. Pollen is really more out of your control because it's out there. You love to go out. You love to walk. Just keep doing what you're doing. So I already do a lot of holistic things for my allergies, my outdoor allergies. So I loved that Spirit sent me a message that was very clear to me that all the other things, Donna, don't worry, don't worry. We've got you covered. You've got yourself covered. Okay, Andrea likes music. Thank you so much. She's saying, yes, Donna, I would love a reading with the Spirit Dictionary, please. That's what you need to say if you'd like a reading with the Spirit Dictionary. So Andrea, thank you so much for joining. I'm going with you first. So what I do is just spin, take a deep breath. Everybody that's watching, spin the dictionary. Probably going to see a lot of orbs flying around, but it's just dust from the dictionary. I'm going to allow Spirit to draw me to a page and draw me to a word. The word is mean. Low in rank or birth, humble, a base. So the mean of you, Andrea, I'm hearing Spirit say that your base has been very constant with you. You've had a mean, the mean and the medium. I know I'm going back to, and the median, the mean and the medium. The mean is your base, your constant. Spirit saying you've had a constant base for many, many, many years of your life. Sometimes you felt you've flown off that base or fallen off that base. Spirit saying, no, you really didn't. That was all meant to happen also. That was the way it was meant to happen. That was the order it was meant to happen. So your mean, if you could keep going with that, like you think mean meant the first word, which was low in rank. You're not low in rank. Everyone is on the same mean. Everyone is on the same baseline. No one's higher or lower. We all have different orders. We've all chosen to come into this life with a different order. And your order is just what that is, your order. So I'm hearing Spirit say a grandfather of yours is very prominent in your life. I'm not sure if it's someone who's passed or someone that's here in the world of physical. But a grandfather, I'm seeing a very tall man, very thin man, who's saying he's been part of your group for a while. I'm not sure if it sounds like spirit group. So Spirit's telling me to allow this grandfather, feels like more a spirit guide. Maybe you know of them. If you do, Andrea, comment if you know of a spirit guide calling himself grandfather, or if you have an actual grandfather that's in the spirit world that is coming. You have no living grandfathers. So she's starting over. Andrea's saying, it helps, thank you, but she has no living grandfathers. So if you know of a grandfather, one of your grandfathers, I'm seeing him as tall, white hair, and thin. He's saying that he's been your base for a very long time. I like that you said, Andrea said her mom lost her dad way before she was born. So the first gut instinct is what you're going to go with, Andrea, that's the grandfather that I'm talking with right now. He is your base. He's going to help you when you think you've fallen off the mean, when you think you've fallen off your order. And he's telling you, don't worry. I will always be there for you. I don't know if there's a P name around that grandfather, P as the first letter of the name. I'm hearing a P letter. But again, go with, you've been always along your mean, to remain humble, which was one of the other words in this description of the word mean. Remain humble, but just to yourself. Know that you are you and you can never be anyone else but you. Thanks, Andrea, so much for joining. If there's anybody else on here that would like a reading with Spirit and the Spirit Dictionary, that's what I'm doing right now. All you have to do is comment below. Yes, Donna, I would love a reading with the Spirit Dictionary. I apologize if you've come looking for this from a link that I shared. For some reason, I could not figure out my computer. It just wasn't working, but I always come on sooner, so I've had time to pivot. Andrea says, thank you. I actually don't know, but we'll find out. It's comforting to know he was with me. Thanks again. Definitely with you. Thanks, Andrea. Don't forget, you're on the mean. You're on the path. All's well with you. Anybody else that's here that would like to have a Spirit Dictionary reading right now? I explained earlier a little bit about how I use this book whenever I feel like it. If I'm having a day where I have a question that I can't find the answer for, I'll pull out my dictionary and just ask for guidance, and then I'll do what I do for everybody is I just spin the pages. You could also do this for yourself. You could use a dictionary, you could use a Bible, you can use any book that you might be reading right now, and you could do it yourself. All you need to do is ask for guidance or ask for a specific question, and then close your eyes, spin the pages, and it just allow, you'll hear it stop there, and you'll just feel when your hand and finger are meant to stop on the word, and that's the word that's for you. Again, if anybody's on the stream right now, thank you so much for joining. Go ahead and stick a little heart emoji in there for me. Comment below. I just did a reading for Andrea. If anyone else on this live stream would love a reading from the Spirit Dictionary, all you have to do is comment. Yes, Donna, I would love a reading with the Spirit Dictionary. Thanks so much. So everybody, thanks for joining. I'm going to stay on here for a little bit to see if anybody else would like a reading. If anybody else has questions of any sort, you can also put those in the comments while we wait for other people to join. But I love using this now. Again, I'll say that if you'd like your own personal one and you don't want it here on a live event, you could email me. It's $25. All you have to do is say, I would like a reading, and what I do is record a little snip, a recording, and then I send it to you via email, and there you have it. On my podcast, Linking to the Afterlife, I'm actually going to share one at the end of this week that I did just last week. So if you haven't listened to my podcast, you got a lot of catching up to do. I've got 90 episodes right now of my podcast, Linking to the Afterlife. It's available everywhere. You can even watch it here on YouTube. And I've done many, many readings. I've done soul existence readings. I've brought loved ones through from the afterlife for a message for my guests too during this podcast. I would love it if you'd watch one or two or 90, and be sure and leave a rating and review wherever you watch. Cindy's heart is here. Thanks, Cindy, for joining. Yes, Donna, I would love a reading. Okay, Cindy, so what I'm going to do is spin the pages. Everybody just take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. As I spin the pages, I just kind of ask Spirit. I say your name a couple times in my head, and then I ask Spirit, and I allow them to draw me to a page and to a word. I will read the word and the definition, and then I will interpret what Spirit is telling me. And sometimes they go a little bit further, like we just did with Andrea. We gave her a guide. Okay, so for Cindy here, the word is heart-rending, overpowering, deeply afflicted. Heart-rending. That your heart, Spirit says, opens to all. Your heart opens to all your emotions within, and you also feel the emotions of others. Isn't that interesting? And your name, your Your name is Cindy's heart too, and you get this. Heart-rending, overpowering. Sometimes Spirit saying though, the opening can be a little rough. It can happen too fast where you might not be prepared for the deep swelling of emotion that you feel. Like it's over, it spills over. I like the word spill over. It spills over, but you're also feeling too much for yourself. So what Spirit's saying is when you feel a moment of heart rending, meaning too much for your heart, too much passion, too much feeling, too much emotion, just sit back, take a deep breath, and say to your heart, it's okay. Say to your heart, it's only love. Love is the only thing that could possibly spill over in my heart right now. That I can only feel love and spill over love. That I am learning now to love every part of the filling of my heart. I feel that, Cindy, for you. I feel again how that can happen, that overflowing of love. And Spirit's not saying it's a good, bad, right, or wrong thing, but when it starts to be too much for you, maybe when you pick up on other people's emotions just a little bit too much, just say, there never can be too much love. Love is love is love. So if you resist the urge to label anything emotionally that might be coming out of you, whether it's sadness, even empathy, you can have empathy, but we don't want you to channel someone else's emotions or feelings. Spirit wants it to stay within the realm of love. So Cindy, if that makes sense to you, go ahead and make a little comment, little heart emojis going off. I love seeing that in the screen. Anybody else that's joined right now, I just gave Cindy a beautiful reading. Her word was heart-rending, overpowering, and funny how that her name is Cindy's heart. Cindy, I know that helped. Can help everyone to understand that the heart is only filled with love. The heart isn't filled with fear. The heart isn't filled with anger. The heart isn't filled with judgment. The heart is not filled with blame or shame or guilt. The heart is only filled with love. So when the other emotions start to take over, we can remind ourselves, Spirit says, remind ourselves of the love that we are in our heart, and that our heart has always been filled with love, and now we can spill over love, not just for ourselves, but for everybody around us. Thanks everybody for joining. If there's anybody on here that would like to have a reading with the Spirit Dictionary, go ahead and post a comment. Yes, Donna, I would love a reading with the Spirit Dictionary. Thank you so much. And what I'll do is pull a word, just like I did for Andrea and Cindy. Cindy says, I totally understand. Thanks. Cindy, I love that. And I love that your name is Heart. And the dictionary actually pulled heart, a heart-rending one. That's so beautiful. This happened once before, only once before, where I was doing a group of Spirit Dictionary. And I called on a person to do a reading for her in the audience, and the word came up with, I can't remember, who's the person that shot an apple off a person's head? Was it Newton? Who was that person? I don't know. But it turned out that the word I used was actually the last name of the person that I was reading. So just as in Cindy's name, Cindy's heart, that was what I pulled from the Spirit Dictionary. If you're here and you'd like a reading, please comment. Yes, Donna, I would like a reading from the Spirit Dictionary, and then I will do that. Otherwise, I can't see. I can see there are people here, but I don't know who you are, and I'd love to know your name before I do this. You can share this if Cindy or Andrea or whoever else I read, this is going to be posted on my YouTube channel a little bit later, so you would be able to hear this again if you didn't get to record it. It will be also on a video on my YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and do that. I am on all social media. I am on TikTok. I am on Instagram, YouTube. I am on Facebook. And I also have a podcast linking to the afterlife if you have not seen that yet. I'm doing this on YouTube right now because I've been so overwhelmed of the following that I've been receiving over the last few months from YouTube. Thank everybody so much. I have over 3,000 followers now on YouTube. So I'm doing this as a thank you to everyone, and I will be doing them. Just keep your notifications turned on so you are alerted to them. Thanks so much for joining, everybody. If anybody else here would like a reading, now's your time to comment. Otherwise, I'm going to just keep talking about other things. Or if anybody else has a question for me of any kind about anything, go ahead and put that in the chat and I will see it. If you'd like a reading, you have to comment, yes, I'd like a reading, Donna. I can't just give readings to anybody who's here because I can't see your name until you comment. I'm also doing a new form of spirit communication that's been happening over the last week. It's an EVP type thing. I call it Spirit Eclipse readings, and those are here on my YouTube channel under EVPs, if you can see the past ones that I've shared. I also have all of them over the last year on my Instagram channel called Spirit Precipitation. You'll see a lot of those and how they've evolved over the last year and a half or so. Love doing that too. I also am doing private readings. You can get a half-hour reading, an hour reading, or an hour reading with a poem from the universe. All of that's available on my website, evolutionforyoursoul.wordpress.com. It's all in the link below. I'll put it there. Or just Google Donna Boyle Medium and it will show up. Or you can send me an email at dboylemedium@gmail.com and I will send you all the information. Okay, I've done a couple of readings. If there's anybody else, I'm going to log off soon. I waited a bit to see if anyone else would join, but I'm sure. Let's keep getting the word out that I'm going to be doing these. It takes time to get the word out, but I love all my followers on Instagram. Thank you, Andrea. I love all my followers on Instagram, so I'm going to keep doing these live events every couple of days, every few days, not so sure, but keep your notifications turned on so you'll see them. Andrea asked a question. Thank you, Andrea. What are some ways someone new to mediumship can strengthen that muscle? It is a muscle, Andrea. It's absolutely a muscle. So new things that you can try if you can't find a class, a mediumship or intuitive development class also, that would help tremendously. There are some really good meditation exercises that you can do to train the mind to reduce all the other chatter so that you can hear spirit. The idea of mediumship is to clear the mind so that you can see, sense, feel, hear, and allow spirit to come through. If my mind is cluttered with a lot of other things, what am I going to do? Am I doubting myself? Am I not giving everything that I'm getting? All of that actually clutters the mind so that spirit cannot make an entrance. So the first thing you want to do is train the mind to stay in nothingness or stay focused on one thing. So let's say you do a meditation and you have a picture of a rose in your head. And just sit with your eyes closed in stillness with that picture of a rose in your head. And hold the image of that rose for as long as you can. When the image disappears, just bring it back without judgment, without any shame or any denial. Just bring it back. And what you're doing is training the mind, just like a puppy, they call it, where the puppy runs away, you bring it back. The puppy runs away, you bring it back. The mind runs away, you bring it back. Meditation is very important. Learning your spirit guides is another way. You can do a Google, I have a spirit guide meditation somewhere online, but you can Google spirit guide, learning to find my spirit guide meditations, and do that and sit with and see what comes up during that. Finding the time for silence and stillness is probably your biggest challenge, most people's biggest challenge. Fortunately for me, I've been doing yoga and meditation for over 20 years. So when I started seeing spirit, just indiscriminately started seeing spirit, I had already had a little base for that. So to build that, that's a great question, Andrea, to build that meditation, sitting in silence, finding an intuitive development class. I have private classes, and if you want to grab a couple friends, we can do a group class of either mediumship development or intuitive development. Both of those would be fine for any beginners or strengthening their mediumship. What I do is take everybody back to square one when I do classes. So you can do that too. Just email me. That's available for you also. Hope that answered your question. Thanks everybody for joining. I'll give it just a couple more minutes. If there's anybody that's still here in this live and would like a reading with the Spirit Dictionary, go ahead and write in the comments, yes, I would like a reading, Donna. Thank you. I'm going to try to do these as much as I can on YouTube. Unfortunately, there's been a lot of scammers on my other social media venues, so I haven't been able to do these. So I've been a little not doing those. So YouTube tends to be pretty safe because once I close this, I close this. And if there are scammers, please don't respond. I will never reach out to you. If you'd like anything, then please just send me an email. If there's anything you'd like to know, dboylemedium@gmail.com. Andrea says, I like the imagery of the rose. Seems like it would be a method that could actually work on me. Great. So helpful. I appreciate everything. You're welcome, Andrea. I'm so helpful. If you have any other questions, just shoot me an email. I'll help those. But that image of the rose, even though I'd been already yoga and meditation for a good 15 years before I started mediumship, that was the first meditation that I started with to train my mind. And it also helped me channel. And I practiced, and you don't have to, when you use the rose, you can start to see other things. What color is the rose? Is it large? Is it open? Is it a bud? Is it on a bush? Is it on a stem? Is it in a vase? All of those things start to go into play as you're practicing. Meditation is a practice. Mediumship is a practice. May get it right, may get it wrong, but I'm going to interpret everything that comes into my head from the world of spirit. Sometimes it's right on my desk. I could be focused on something on my desk. Sometimes I hear a name of someone. Sometimes I see an image of your loved one in my head. I see an image of spirit guides around me. Sometimes I'll just start writing on my desk and I'll write someone's name. That's happened before. So I don't hold myself true to any one form of mediumship. I don't say I'm just clairvoyant or I'm just clairaudient or clairsentient. I don't use any of those words because if spirit or if I decide I want to do something new, I'm open to it. Always be ready. Thanks everybody for joining. I'm going to log off now. Stay tuned for more of these. Again, this will be replayed on my YouTube channel if you missed your reading. Thanks again, Andrea, Cindy, everybody else that was here. Take care.